China, an amazing country with over 5,000 years of history, the most populated, owner of the largest number of UNESCO sites in the world, incredibly rich in culture, language, art, music, architecture, tea. It has a railway system that can loop around the Earth twice. The Chinese New Year lasts 15 days, the gastronomy is delicious and super diverse, the country has only one time zone, it develops at an incredible speed, and China is also home of world-class universities. One of them is Fudan University, and to witness all of this, I was there. And with no further introduction, here I share my story on how I got to China. The story goes back to 2012 when I was in my university still and I chose to go for a work summer program in Disney in Orlando in the United States. During the onboarding course, Disney Traditions at Disney University, they told us also that within Disney you can develop your career in multiple ways. One of them, teaching English in Disney English in China. And this was the initial spark. Around mid-2014, 1 year before graduating university, the requirements for Disney English had changed. Now only native English speakers could apply. But throughout my bachelor's, the idea of going to China had gotten so deeply engraved within me that I was not willing to let it go. So I started looking for solutions. I thought of approaching Disney English to try to convince them with a TOEFL test or an interview that my English level was sufficient to teach English. I also thought of going as a nanny to China to work there and then with this have this opportunity to travel through Asia. But for one reason or another, nothing sounded right. But one day after school, one of my brothers told me that one of his friends had gotten a scholarship to go fully covered to study Chinese to China, and that I should check it out. And what I found out was that the Chinese government would offer every year scholarships for students to go to China to study either a language course, their bachelor's, or a master's program. I knew about the scholarship at the end of 2015, and I knew the applications would open on February 2016. So what I did in the meantime was that I started collecting all of the requirements that I knew that I would have to cover, and I started researching universities in China. I wanted to study in Shanghai, and I wanted to do so in the best university, and after doing plenty research, I figured that the best university was Fudan Daxue, Fudan University. And this is what I chose to apply for my scholarship. And finally, February arrived, and there I was, imagine the scene, refreshing every day, several times a day, the website to see if the applications were now open. And I did that on the 1st of February, on the 2nd of February, on the 18th, on the 19th, on the 27th, on the 28th, and it still had not opened. And what did I do? I did not give up, and like if February had suddenly extended extra days, on the 1st of March, on the 2nd, on the 3rd, every day of March I got into the website, and on the 8th, it had finally opened. Another thing that I want to mention is that in the scholarship application documents there was a section that said, please mention the 3 universities that you prefer for your studies. And you know what I did? This. Fudan University, Fudan University, Fudan University. You know when you want something with all of your heart and soul and you think about it day and night? Well, with that fire in the belly, that's how I wrote 3 times that I wanted to be in Fudan University, and I filed my application for the scholarship. And on the summer of 2016, this happened.
¿Usted conoce la importancia y nivel de esta universidad?
Sí, es la número 1 en Shanghai y la tercera en China, la 91.
Mira todas sus siglas. Felicidades.
And what was China for me? In 5 words, the time of my life. China is fascinating, the language, the food, the culture, the history, the people, all of it. My time in my university was amazing. Fudan provides top education in Chinese language. My classmates were from all over the world, and I lived in the university's housing. Had a great Australian roommate who became like my sister, and with her and many friends I traveled through China for a year. My time in China provided me with satisfaction and development in multiple ways. From the skyscrapers of Pudong to the mountains of Guilin, China is a country of contrasts. rich in culture and history, a gigantic country with so many people, where I wanted to learn the language every day and where I got challenged and developed personally every day too. And if you ask me today if I would go back to Shanghai, I definitely would. I would definitely go back to the iconic Tianzifang and the cool Lujia, to the buzz of Nanjing Street and for a walk in People's Square, to Jing'an Temple and to Yuyan Garden. I would eat again in Waipodya and have a coffee in Xintiandi. But while that happens again for me, here I am now to tell you that there is a world waiting for you to discover it as well. So don't stop planning, don't stop believing, don't stop dreaming. I am sure that Eleanor Roosevelt said it right. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.